Hello everyone, Konstantin's here. I'm a full stack developer and I continue working on my progressive web application built with Solid.js and Firebase services. Let's go and see my plan for today. I don't have a lot of tasks for today because we are already finished most of the planned application functionality. So for today I'm going to fix Firebase Messaging Service Worker related issue. I'm gonna actually include Firebase Messaging Service Worker on page load instead of on button click. And also I'd like to replace button labels with icons to make it look a little bit sexier. And because I've completed everything, and the application is ready to be deployed to Firebase. I'm going to deploy it to Firebase today. So let's get started. First thing first, I'm going to first reproduce the issue I had last time with Service Worker. An error message in the console, developer console. For now, I'm gonna run emulators first. And also the application in build watch mode. Let's wait and see until the application ready to be loaded. It's actually running emulators. Let's wait for a few seconds. For now, I'm going to show you the application component diagram. This is all the components I've implemented so far. Of course, it has room for improvement. Any application has a room for improvement, right? I'm gonna improve it along the way, maybe later, but most of the planned functionality is ready to be deployed and to be used by real users. So that's why I'm going to deploy today to Firebase cloud services, cloud hosting, cloud Firestore, etc. Let's switch back to the console. Everything started here. I'm going to run the application and see. I'm gonna show you the issue again, which I had last time. Let me just unregister all the service workers and start from scratch. Just reload the page. Okay, I think I need to clear the side data, some caches, etc. So now I can reload the page again. And we don't see the main service worker to be run, right? That's because they run it in the development mode. We don't include the main service worker into the don't register the main service worker on page load for simplicity to test to simplify the testing. So no service worker actually registered here, meaning that there could be problems with Firebase messaging. So let me show you. I'm gonna sign in, create new user, generate user data here, login, and you see the message, cannot check the subscription at the moment, please try again later. That's because Firebase services are not initialized and Firebase Service Worker is not actually registered, was not registered actually. Now it's registered, but it's too late. So that's why I want to move the initialization logic to page load and improve from that. Let me start refactoring my code a little bit to make it work. This service worker actually registered by the Firebase SDK when I call get messaging token, Firebase SDK actually registers the Firebase Messaging Service Worker. So I need to call get token on page load, obviously. So let me go to the API, and this code actually get token should be run also on page load. So I'm going to extract this part to a separate function. Okay, let me just copy this function and start from that. I don't actually need anything here, just the initialization of the just get token stuff here. Return get token. I need to pass messaging, and messaging should be of the type of, let me check. Okay, we have messaging here. I don't need to pass it to the function itself. So let me rename the function to register request token. Yeah. So I can now use this function inside all the API functions here. So let me refactor it real quick using this asynchronous function first. Here and here, and the code actually is getting better a little bit, so I think it's a mistake. I need to keep a wait here, so it's also a synchronous function. So let me save this module. So now I'm gonna request the token on page load, and to do that I need to go to action panel and probably request it here first. Okay, I'm gonna use on mount hook, Solid.js hook for that, and just going to request token. It's not a big issue to request token multiple times during the one page run, etc., because I think it's cached. So it gets cached. Yeah, I think it should be it. And so here we check if the user is logged in. They display the subscribe control. And okay, let me try to run the application and see if the service worker included or not, registered or not. Alright, let's unregister service worker first, reload the page, and now they see that the service worker actually registered. Let's reload the page again, and we see that it's registered. Okay, so we can sign in again. We don't see a message, the message anymore, so we can subscribe. We can unsubscribe. So I'm going maybe move the toast message to the left side, because it actually overlaps with buttons. I don't want it. Solid toast. Okay, let's see how to configure solid toast component to actually display toast messages to the left, on the left. Solid GitHub page. Okay, let's see the position, top right. Okay, I need top left. Let's go and see the component, the toast component. I think it's should be in the application, and the the props position. Yes, the prop is called position. Let me pass position top left. Okay, let's try again. Okay, let's log in, subscribe. Yeah, now they see the message on the left hand side, so it's good. We can unsubscribe. Yeah, everything is working better because we actually register service worker earlier. I don't like the idea of requesting token to actually register service worker, but unfortunately I didn't find a way to do it through Firebase SDK, not request the token itself. So yeah, I think we should be good. It's not ideal, but not too bad. Yeah, should be good. Some messages, token unsubscribe failure. Okay, something. Requested entity was not found. Okay, let's try again. Subscribe, unsubscribe, subscribe, sign out, reload the page, sign in, unsubscribe. Okay, everything is working, so good. Now we can switch to other tasks planned for today, and the next task is replacing these button labels with some icons. Okay, I think I'm gonna use font awesome for that. Let me open the website and find a proper icon. Sign in. Okay, it's not sign in. What if I search for login instead? Yeah, we have some icons for login here, right to bracket, etc. I'm gonna choose one of them, okay, which is free. So all right, let me close it. I'm particularly interested in subscribe control, which has 2 buttons. And to work with buttons, first I'm gonna create components for icons. For instance, I need a subscribe. First, I think I need authentication components. So let me call it sign in TS6 sign in icon. Actually, sign in icon. I can actually create icons folder here. I'm sure there are components for ready to use open source components for that, but yeah, it's not hard to create my own based on the SVG provided by Font Awesome. So I'm not going to include third-party libraries for that. It may not make sense performance-wise, because you load some additional code, third-party code, which you may not need. The thing is, you can actually include SVG here. I think export default sign in icon, and I'm going to use one of these icons, which I think this one should be good enough. Okay, React View SVG, and we're going to include React libraries here. Just copy SVG version. Just click to copy and then paste it here. Save. We have some issues because because of the comment messages. Let me remove the comment for now. Okay, we need some licensing message. Let's just copy this stuff. Maybe we can put it somewhere else. Maybe we can have a separate page for credits, but here it's not appropriate to have HTML comments, so I'm gonna maybe do it this way. So let me save. For now it's okay. I mean, it's a kind of a test application. Later I will come up with a solution to give credits to font also, because they want us to kind of include license into the application. So yeah, let's see. For now it should be good. I'm gonna use this icon here for subscribe, not actually for subscribe, but for authentication control, auth control. Sign in icon, we'll just use it here. Sign in icon. Let's see, I think it's gonna be a mess because of the size, but let's see. Yeah, we have it here. We need to be able to change the color. I think it should be white color, right? So, and Solid.js has something to bypass properties to the children component. So Solid.js forward props, something like this, props children. Let's see, I don't remember the exact syntaxes. Okay, this is not actually what I'm looking for. Splitting props, default props, merging. Yeah, you can actually merge properties, the default ones, with those which are passed to the component, and you can actually bypass them. I think let's try to do that. I'm not sure if it works, but yeah, let's see. I'm gonna merge properties. I don't actually need to merge properties, just bypass them to the SVG component, and yeah, should actually do it. Yeah, it complains, it has any type, SVG element, something like this. I already used it for D3 integration, so I think it should work. It complains more than once, so this is usually okay. Yeah, we actually need to do it a bit different. Okay, all right. We can do it as a default values here actually. Okay, let's do it the way they want. Okay. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna have default value for viewbox, and if viewbox is overridden by the past props, I can just use it as well. So merged, yeah, it should be, this can be removed. Yeah, it complains, what it complains about is not assignable to SVG attributes. Okay, should be SVG attributes. Okay, SVG attributes. How to go? Let me check. What's the type? SVG J6 SVG attributes. Okay, this is a bit different. SVG SVG. Yeah, well, J6 namespace SVG. Yeah, I think it should be what it complains about. I need a type. Okay, type. What's the type? What can be a type? Okay. Well, whatever. I don't care much. I mean, I'm gonna use any. It's not a big deal. Like, yeah. Yeah, this should work, I think. Something like this. Let's see. I will be able to improve it later. For now, I need a way to pass some properties to the icon. For instance, width can be like 10, and height can be also 10. Okay. Let's see if it works. It needs to be reloaded. Yes, we can see that the size of the icon changed. Now we need to pass color. And color here in this particular context should be something like fill. And the color can be white. I think it can be extracted to some CSS variables here. Okay, let's call it text color, and I need to call it like ashtanga moon, some prefix, text color, yeah, something like this. Let me try to use it here. Yeah, I'm gonna use it as variable, CSS variable. Should be defined by this time ashtanga moon text color. Let's see if it works. It needs time to reload. Yes, it works actually. Now it's white. Cool. So it is what I wanted to achieve, but now I need to reset styles for this button. Let me Google reset button styles. I need some button resetting styles. Yeah, it doesn't work. What's wrong with this search? I don't know. Okay, reset button. We have a gist. Someone provided default styles for us. Okay. Border none. Okay, this is what I need. Background transparent, color inherit, font. I think I may need this at least part of this. Yep, good. Here I'm gonna create a CSS module for this particular component, or better to put it into action panel module, because it will be the class will be applied to all buttons, to most buttons, right? So let me use action panel module here, and yeah, action panel button. Let me reset with styles. See if it's work. For some reason, is it reloaded or not? Let's see. Yeah, good. It's reloaded, and it's reset styles. That's good. We can continue then with our wolf control. I want it to be a little bit bigger, like 16 maybe, the icon itself. So 16 is not enough, should be maybe 24. Okay, That's maybe 20. Just let's start from 20. And for this particular button, I need some padding to be set. Actually, for user to click, if user clicks a little bit off that button, we should still trigger the click. We should still handle the click. So I'm going to add some padding, something like this. Let's see. Yeah, it needs time to load, and I need to set cursor also. Cursor hand, because it's button. Need the cursor to be set. Then you hover to the button. You need to change the cursor for some reason. Okay, it should be pointer actually. Cursor pointer, not hand. Yeah, now it works. When you hover over this button, the cursor changes. That's what I wanted to achieve. And now I want to make this text invisible. So I'm gonna use Tailwind CSS styles for the screen only for screen readers only. The styles for screen readers. I can actually reuse these styles for my application. So yes, screen reader only. That's good. Thank you, Tailwind, for helping with that. I'm gonna use span. I'm gonna wrap this. Yeah, let me first do it step by step and create a SR only style here. Later, I may want to consider switching to Tailwind to not repeat it. I will just message the fact that I borrowed these styles from Tailwind. Yeah, borrowed from Tailwind. Okay, Tailwind CSS. For now, I don't need the entire Tailwind to be loaded, but still, some things are useful to me, and I need to know also the license. The license should be MIT, but I need to check. Yes, it's MIT license. MIT license, good. Now I can use this class for all my button labels here. I wanna hide button labels and only keep the icon. Okay, let's see if it works. Yeah, it works actually. Now I can click the button, login user. Yeah, and now the button set changed. Good. Now I'm going to do the same for sign out, and also for subscribe and unsubscribe buttons. I'm going to create components for that. First for sign out. The same way, it's pretty straightforward way of doing this. Just okay, we can keep the rest. Just rename the component here. Sign out icon, and let me copy sign out button from here, log out. Yeah, I think this one should work. Let's try. Yeah, exactly. This one is good. We will have to do the same merged component, merged properties, and also comment out the license stuff for now. Yeah, can save the component, good, and I can use it inside the wolf control here. I'm gonna wrap all the labels into span and add the button, the button icon here. We can further refactor this by making the default properties, by making width, height, and color default properties. Actually, let's do it. Let's just pass it as default properties here, and if someone wants to change, they will be able to pass and overwrite default properties. Okay, so should work. Let me copy it to the new sign out component too here. Good. Now we can see what happens. Let me reload the page. Sign in. Yeah, you see sign out button here, which is good. Now let's implement subscription buttons. I need to find a proper icon for that. Can it be some message or notifications? Let's see if they have something for that. Yeah, I think they have something like envelope, which could actually work. Okay, maybe I can try search something else like subscription. Subscribe. No. Okay. What else? Push. No. No, it's something else. Okay, let's use what's suggested. Oh, maybe. Okay, let me think. What can we use here? Yeah, I need your help. Please write in comments below which particular search query I should use to find a better icon for the job. But for now, I think we can use comment actually, or maybe bell. Yeah, I think bell should be ideal. Yes. Let me use bell. I will just copy existing SVG component and rename it like subscribe icon. Subscribe icon, and I also need one for unsubscribe button too. So unsubscribe. Unsubscribe icon. Let me rename the components inside. Unsubscribe icon. Unsubscribe icon and subscribe icon consequentially. Good. Now I can copy the SVG. Okay, by default, this is. Let me think. Maybe they have something else like. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna use the empty bell for subscription and filled bell for unsubscribe. I need to do the same here. Just remove some properties and pass merged ones. Also comment out license information here for now, just temporary. Let's see. And the same for unsubscribe. I need to copy the field bell icon. Remove properties which I pass through merged. Comment out license information again. Save the file, and can actually use these icons inside the subscribe control. I will just copy this stuff and can remove it, these properties from the icons here, and do the same for subscribe control. Okay, let me just paste this. Use the label subscribe and subscribe icon. Subscribe icon here. Perfect. Can remove this label and save. And here I can do the same. Unsubscribe is gonna be a label, invisible, and the component, the icon component, is unsubscribe icon. Can remove this, save the file. Good. Let me test what we have here. If I hover over the icon, I don't see alternative text here. I think it's better to add some title to the button so people could actually see what it is about. Okay. It's a best practice to do this. Remove blank space here, and they add this sign out property, sign in, save here. Also reload the app. When I hover over, I see sign in. Okay, I sign in. I see two buttons. When I hover over, I see sign out. I see subscribe. It should be vice versa, I think. Yeah, it's wrong. Here I need to use, let me just think a little bit. Yeah, that's right, everything is good. So by default it's empty bell, so I'm unsubscribed by default. When I click it, it becomes filled, meaning that I will receive subscription messages. If I unsubscribe, it becomes empty again. If I sign out or sign in, this also changes. So I can find better icons later on, but for now it's good. And you see some padding here for users to not mistakenly click to something else. I think I can even increase the padding. Let me do it. For that, I'm gonna edit the action panel button styles here and add some more padding. Maybe, yeah, this should work better. Yes, and I think it would be good to actually move Ashtanga Moon title a little bit down. When I sign up, some kind of, I think it's, yeah, it would be better to do it. And you see the icon is not centered. I need to center it actually. To center it, I'm gonna use flex, display flex, and yeah, so I want it centered. Flex direction can be row, because on screen, for screen readers we actually display it as a row. So, and justify content, center, and flex direction should be like normal CSS style. Content, center, and align. Items also center. Let's see if it works. Reload the page. Yeah, now it's better, it's centered. This is what I wanted to achieve actually. Okay, we can, yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, it should be enough. Okay, and let me try to simulate screen reader actually. We have some settings here. Performance insights, accessibility stuff. And if they enable not accessibility, I need some simulators. Recorder, performance insights, application. I don't remember exactly where is it, but yeah, it should be some hidden somewhere here, probably. Accessibility properties, layout, simulated, screen reader stuff. Okay, let me check, let me Google. I want to see how it looks on screen readers. Control-Alt-Z from box. How to enable it? Shift tab, launcher, search from box. Control-Alt-Z. Not sure if it works. Let's see. Control-Alt-Z. No, it doesn't. It's something else. I need to accessibility checker, something like this. Let's see. Yeah, it should be included. I think it's should be included, but for some reason I cannot. I don't remember how to enable it. It should be enabled through emulation, something like this. Let's see if they have something here. Maybe throttling. No, not throttling. Devices, screen readers, Facebook on Android. No. Okay, I'm not going to I'm not gonna do it, but what I will do is I will just remove these styles temporary. I can just change the class name and it will display the text. You see that it actually stick to the button. They need some gap between the button icon and the button label. So I can add some gap here. Gap should be in something like rem. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it's better, but not enough. 4, okay. Yeah, now it's better. Okay, let's keep it this way. And I'm going to revert back the class name, so it's applied. And they see only icons. Perfect. Now, as I mentioned, I want to move down a little bit the header. Let me open the main index CSS. Close everything else. Okay, main index. I think it's not main index. It should be in the app CSS. Moon, next dates, header. Let's see how the layout looks. Header. Okay, header. We can call it app header, something like this. And assign some styles to app header. I'm gonna put it here. App header. Let's move it down a little bit. Margin top 1 rem should be enough, but let's see. Yeah, I think it's moved a little bit. Yeah, a little bit moved. Let me log in and see if it breaks anything. I think we can move even further. Maybe some 1.5 rem. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Later I will be able to improve the header, maybe move Ashtanga Moon to the left or something like this. For now it's okay. It's yeah, should be fine, you know. We have a lot of space on desktop, less space on mobiles, but yeah, it's also not overlapping the header, so it should be good. Should be fine. Okay, I think that's it. I think this is what I wanted to improve in the application. Or maybe we can actually improve it further and make the padding work only for the small screens. Okay, so it will be applied to small screens by default, and then we can actually set it to 0 on desktop because we don't need it, to be honest. So some responsive styles here. Let's see if it helps. Yeah, exactly. This is what I wanted to achieve. Reset the margin. But for the mobiles, it should be there. Yeah, it's there. And on mobiles, actually, we can put these buttons to the center. I think it would be, yeah, ideal to put the buttons to the center of the screen. Or let's see, maybe I can improve it later. For now it's okay, it's totally fine, everything is working. We actually fixed the issue with Firebase Messaging Service Worker not being registered on page load. Now it's registered, good. We improved the buttons, introducing icons from front awesome library of icons, and the only thing we need to do now is to deploy to Firebase. Let me close the tabs which I don't need anymore. So to deploy to Firebase, you need to be on Blaze plan. So it means that you need to pay for some stuff. So it's not free. Still, some free quotes are applied. by default. So even if you switch to the Blaze plan and provide your credit card details, you will still be able to use free quote provided by Firebase, and it's quite okay for test projects, generous enough. And yeah, I've just actually switched to Blaze plan to be able to test the deployment. I tested it before the video recording to make sure everything is working. So to be able to deploy cloud functions and some other stuff, you need to be on the Blaze plan. If I click the Blaze plan, you see that the Spark plan is just for testing when you don't need cloud functions, you don't need anything else, just basic stuff, basic functionality. Now I'm on pay-as-you-go plan, Blaze. This is called Blaze. So if my application is really popular, I will be charged by the extra use, so extra the quote, extra to the provided quote. So it's okay. This is the test application. If I have a real use case, real business use case, I will probably have some budget for the hosting. For now, it's just a kind of demo application which I need for myself. And yeah, if I see more users using the application, I will be able to decide on funding, etc. But for now, it's okay. I can pay some small amount if I need it from my own budget, self-funded some way. So now let's try to deploy this stuff we just developed. I'm gonna pause the application rebuilding, and I'm gonna pause the Firebase emulator stuff and try to deploy. Firebase deploy. Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, it first builds the application. Again, at Firebase functions, the project itself, because I configured it this way, you need to deploy the latest changes. Now they see that the main Progressive Web Application Service Worker is actually built and registered, meaning that it's built for production. The application is built for production, which is good. And we see that some services are requested, checked here. If you don't have something enabled, it will ask you to either switch the plan to use Firebase Cloud Functions, or maybe it will enable necessary services which have not been yet enabled but needed for you to deploy this particular application. The deployment tool actually analyzes your code and decides what services would you need. So you see here that it skipped deploying some cloud functions, actually all of my cloud functions, because I've already deployed it for test before test purposes before recording the video. But you will see something like this, and it will say, okay, deployed. If it warns you about something, you will just follow instructions. So it will give you a link to where you could switch your plan, etc. You will need to provide credit card details, as I mentioned, but you don't have to pay right now. And depending on your application usage, you may exceed the quota or not. We don't know yet. I mean, you can estimate and decide, but yeah, I don't know yet whether I will be over quota or not. So let's open the hosted application. It actually uses the kind of test domain, third level domain. So yeah, this is the cached version, cached by Service Worker. That's why they see buttons previous buttons, previous version of buttons. Now I need to just unregister everything that I have, just reload the page and get new updated version. Yes, you see the button changed, replaced with new one, which is good. I now can test the application, and I'm gonna open Firebase Management Console and see what happens actually after me using the application. So I need to see the log, I need to see Firebase Firestore database. Let's see. It loads. I don't have any tokens here registered, so let's try to log in first. Yeah, it actually complains that it tries to authenticate me through the emulator, meaning that we actually kept the emulator built, but we need to disable the emulation, and I can disable it through the config, because I deploy not from Git, I deploy from local folder. It actually detects this setting here, which is true. I need to either remove the file or set it to false here to switch from emulation mode, Firebase emulation mode, to Firebase production mode. So I need to deploy again. Let's do it. I need to build the application with these settings in mind, and then deploy a new updated version to Firebase. I think it's gonna be even faster. Let's see. It builds the application again, which is good, which is fine. Now it deploys the stuff which is new. Checks the application code for what particular services do I need for this particular application. It ensures that the services are enabled and I have access to them. Yeah, it deploys Firebase indexes, Firestore rules, success rules to the Firestore database, and deployed some functions. Actually, it has not deployed the functions because they already been deployed before. So let's see the application again. I need to unregister stuff here. Probably I will just unregister all this stuff and reload the page. Let's see if I can log in with real authentication details. I will log in with my personal email address. Yeah, it seems like we've been logged in. Let me check if the user created here. Yes, user created. Good. Some complaints here. I don't know what it is about. Maybe some plugins. Some of my plugins in the system, the browser. Let me try to subscribe. Let's just subscribe. Let's check the Firebase Firestore database. Yeah, I'm subscribed here, which is good. Let's check functions log. Okay, we can see subscribe second time, unsubscribe second time. Let me unsubscribe then and check if you actually run the function third time, because I tested a couple of times. So it's not updated here. I think subscribe. I think there is a lag here. We need to wait for some time until the data gets to this panel. Usage. Yeah, we can, like 6 total. Okay, I can subscribe again and see if this statistics updated. Not yet, so we need to wait. It has some lag, as I mentioned, which is good, which is okay. So what can they check here? Also, maybe I can check billing. I'm interested if I went over quota or not. Project cost, no, 0, so I'm still inside the quota provided by the cloud storage, cloud functions. Six runs, you see. I have 2 million of runs a month, approximately, free for use. So, and for downloading, hosting is 360 megabytes. So, and I use just, I don't know, just a few kilobytes. So that should be good, actually. Yeah, it's not that expensive. It should not be that expensive. Let's see. Depending on our users. Depending on the users. Let me reload the page, login again with the same user, just to test the application additionally. Some more tests. Oh, it doesn't deploy. Yeah, it's now, subscribed. I'm now subscribed. I can unsubscribe. Take some time, a little bit. We can improve it further later, display some progress indication, maybe the different color or something. For now is okay. I will just reload the page, log in again, and see if I unsubscribed. Yeah, I'm unsubscribed. I'm gonna just subscribe. So yeah, and let me check functions again. Maybe the information already updated. Not yet, which is good. We see that calculate moon phases is scheduled. Let's check. It's scheduled, but not yet run. Okay, that's fine. Perfectly fine. Let's see how this test application is doing a bit later. For now, I think we are good. I will later merge all my changes to the main branch and move the application from Vercel hosting to Firebase hosting completely, and maybe create another application, because this you saw all the access details for this application, all the VP tokens, etc. It won't be a good idea to keep the same application running with the access details, which I actually kind of spoiled through the video. So we should be good. Now I will just summarize what we've done. We fixed the Firebase Messaging Service Worker, we improved the buttons, we deployed to Firebase. Now the entire system is ready to be used. Later on, I will myself switch to the main domain and merge all the changes to the main branch of the application and deploy it to a separate application, production-ready application. Let's see how it goes. If I see any more improvements, I will record a new video, but for now, I think the application is more or less fine. I would like to thank you for your attention. I hope you learned something new with me, because I've actually learned a lot. And I'm going to record more videos later, maybe about some other technologies which I'm particularly interested in learning and using. So stay with me, and thanks again.